Get ready with me while I tell you the lore about my first headlining tour. It's time to lock in. Starting from the beginning, we get to the East Coast. We're rehearsing. First day. The band sounds amazing. Everyone is just flawless. I'm freaking out. The music moves me, and I'm running around this rehearsal room. Now, history lesson. I don't know if you recall last summer, but I was in the club and basically tore my meniscus from going too hard because I was sober, and in Converse. I swore that night that I was never going to go out in flats ever again because it's too much leverage and I can't help myself from going absolutely feral. Since the club incident, I've always said heels only. Heels only. Well, of course, in this rehearsal room, I am barefoot. I'm frolicking around, you know, just frothing on my band, and I immediately injure myself. Jumped up in the air, like, I don't know what I thought I was, a fucking hurdle racer, and then I hit the ground, and my knee immediately pops, and I fall. I'm face down in this sterile hotel carpet, and I am just sitting there praying to God that it's not as bad as what I did last summer. I got up, and fortunately, I could walk, so it was super, super swollen the next day. However, I had a radio interview, so I'm wearing heels because I think I spilled iced tea on this brush. It's literally wet. And I didn't want to make it a huge deal because I didn't want anyone to worry that I wasn't gonna perform. I would have performed with crutches. I would have performed in a wheelchair, but I didn't want people to worry, so I was just trying to keep it low-key. Mind you, when things like this happen, I'm not surprised because spiritual warfare is real. I do music because I know that the Lord can use it to help other people because God has used it to help me. The devil hates that. So when shit like this goes wrong, I'm like, yeah, of course. I'm prepared for I'm prepared for it like that. Like, I am ready to struggle. I know that there's so much of my career that I haven't been able to share, stuff that has happened when I was younger. So this was like not a surprise to me. I was like, yeah, of course I would get injured. Duh. We then do the first 3 shows of the tour, which were all sold out back to back. Phenomenal. Like, it was so much fun. Then we're traveling down the coast and I start to feel like I'm getting sick. We had a day off at the beach and I woke up there immediately ill. Like, so ill. My sister had been sick before, so she was already on steroids. My sister had to go to urgent care like multiple times. I just decided to raw dog this. Again, a girl is on Tylenol in a dream already. Why not add some Advil and ibuprofen too? It was perhaps the worst cold I could have gotten because it was coughing and swollen throat only. And as a singer, I mean, that you just get fun. I wanted to vlog so much more, but at this point, I literally was so ill and I didn't have a voice. So I had to lay back on the vlogging, which that will not happen again. I wanted to vlog every single detail, but everyone was like, girl, if you don't vocal rest, we're gonna... I heard. I didn't even know if I could sing for Nashville. And that was my first sold out show. You were all so gorgeous and stunning and iconic. There's this saying, I guess, that goes around where, like, when you need your voice, you'll find it, and it will be there. And it was true. It always came when I needed it to. And we started to run into some interesting stuff with old men. Kind of stalkery stuff. Had some interesting photos, and we're hanging around outside the venues until we literally left after the... Like, weird. We'll have to figure out that next time. This is just some of the behind the scenes stuff that I was like, I gotta fill you girls in on some of this lore. All this to say, it was genuinely amazing. It was the best time. I never wanted to end. Literally love meeting each one of you, dancing and singing together. I tell you at shows, but it really feels like you're just hanging out with your best friends and a bunch of them. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart and soul. You make it so special. These shows are so special. Like, I can't put it into words, but I love you. And I can't wait to do this forever. Mwah, mwah, mwah.